Hey crafters, welcome back to another Adventure Isle video. Now when I was setting up the shipwreck encounter, I really thought it'd be really nice to have some palm trees on the beach as kind of like set dressing for for being on a tropical island. And I thought that would really just add to the scene. So I came up with a really cool idea to make palm trees, really super easy and pretty cheap. So let's go to the table and I'll show you how I whip those up. Okay guys, to start the project I'm going to use some washers. I have an inch washer and an 1 3/8 washer. And I'll get the larger one out. And I'm going to glue the smaller one, the 1 inch, to the larger washer. So there we go with my famous goop. And we'll let that dry and we'll work on the next part. I'm going to use pipe cleaners for this, and I don't want the trees to be the same length, so when I bend it over I'm not going to bend it at the same length. And what I'm going to use for the trees are these beads. I got these at the dollar store for $1 for this pack. So now I'll just glue the pipe cleaner, just put some glue on it, spread that out, and I'm going to thread the beads on it. Okay. And when the glue starts to run out, I'll put a little more glue on there. And the last piece, I'm going to trim that a little bit because I want it to be open at the top. Okay, so now I'll just let these dry and then just do as many as I need. So here's my tree, it's all dry. To do the detail and to give it more strength, I'm going to use the glue gun to run over the surface. And this will, yeah, it'll do both things. It'll give it texture and it'll give it strength. Just drying it off a little bit. And I'll just continue up the tree. There we go. So it's all ready to go. Now the next phase is to take these and clip the bottoms off. I'm using the wire cutter. And get all those set. Now I've got my bases, and I'm going to use my goop to glue these tree stems to the washer bases. The washer will help give them weight to hold them up. And I use this old glass jar to lean against. So it's all dried up, ready to go. Now I need to hide that base, so I'm going to run around it with my hot glue gun. And this will give like a root texture on it, so it'll be nice. Make sure you get enough glue on there to cover up that lip of the two washers touching. So you may have to do this in several phases. Usually by the time I go around it's already dried or hardened. So there we go. Got the washers all hidden. Now I've painted these a flat black, and I'm going to use a chocolate brown, and I'm going to paint the trees. So I'll just paint all these up. And I'm using this fairly wet just to make it go on easier. And so I'll get all those painted up. And now for the bases, I'm going to put them on a pad just to make it a little easier for me to paint the base without holding it in the air and it's flipping around. So we'll let those dry and then we'll be ready for the next step. Alright, so they're dried up and we're ready to put some leaves on there. Alright, so I bought a couple different plants. This one had some nice fern-like foliage. So I got a couple of those off there. I'll put some hot glue on the top, glue the first one, put some more glue, make sure it's nice and secure. And put that other one in the center, cover up the hole, and there we go. We have some nice foliage on a palm tree. So it's all set. Now I want to do a couple different ones. So I have another one here with some long leaves, and I'm going to glue that to the top same way. I'm going to add some more, so I'm going to use a second piece and I'll glue in the center there and then stick it in and then cover up that hole with some hot glue, and there we go, another variation. Now I'm going to use my chocolate brown again and cover up that hot glue that I had to use to glue the leaves on. so it'll blend into the tree. And the top I'm going to use a light green so I can blend the hot glue at the top into the leaves. It'll disappear. So there we go. We're all ready for our next phase, the last phase. So I'm going to use a tan, and it's actually a coffee, I think, and I'm going to paint the stem and the base. You see that detail really popping out. There we go, there's our first one. Same thing, just paint it up. Couldn't be easier. Alright, and that is ready for the table, ready for my beach.
These are these strange trees Roderick has heard about. Yummy coconuts. Let's see, I will climb this tree. Oh wait, I didn't take the climbing skill. But Roderick had a high strength modifier. I will knock the nuts down and eat them. Yummy coconuts.